It's breakfast time! It's breakfast time! It's breakfast time!
Hi, I'm Chef Kang, and this is my assistant Abby. Today we're going to teach you how to make breakfast foods.
For girls, you should remember to tie up your hair before you start cooking to avoid catching it on fire and getting it in your food.
To avoid getting hair in your food for guys, you can just wear a hat. And if you have long facial hair, you should trim that too.
Also remember to always wash your hands before you start handling food.
Today we're going to make 3 essential breakfast items: eggs, bacon, and French toast.
The very first step in cooking is to read your recipe all the way through from beginning to end. Some of the tools we will be using today are a bowl for mixing, measuring utensils, a pan, a spatula, and the stove. To start making the bacon, we will need bacon, tongs, the pan, and the stove. Start cooking your bacon. Put your pan on the stove and turn to medium-high. Make sure to wash your hands before and after handling raw meat. Next, place your bacon in the pan. Since we're only making a portion for one, you will only need 1 or 2 pieces of bacon. Remember to wash your hands again because you just handled raw meat and you don't want to get sick. Let's see how the bacon is cooking. Be careful not to get too close to the sizzling grease. You might get burnt. When you see the bacon start to cook, use tongs to flip it over. Make sure not to do it too soon or too late. You don't want to burn it or eat it raw. When the bacon is done cooking, use tongs to transfer it to a paper towel to allow it to cool. Grease shouldn't be poured down the kitchen sink, so you should dispose of it in a glass container. In this case, we used a candle jar. Now that the bacon is done, we're going to start to do the eggs. Since we're only making a portion for one, you'll only need about 1 or 2 eggs. About 2 eggs or so, fry them up and then you're good to go. To start making eggs, you will need eggs, cheese, milk, a mixing bowl and fork, spatula, pan, and stove.
When cracking eggs, be careful not to get any of the eggshell mixed in with the raw egg.
Also, wash your hands one more time because you just handled raw eggs and you don't want to get sick.
After cracking the raw eggs, mix with milk and whisk until they're mixed together completely.
Once you're finished whisking, pour the mixture into a skillet.
And you can use the same skillet you used with the bacon because the grease will give it a little extra flavor. Be sure to keep a close eye on your eggs because you don't want them to stick to the bottom of the pan and burn.
When making eggs, you can add any ingredients that you want, but for today, we just use cheese. Cheese! Cheese! Cheese!
Ow!
The minimum internal temperature for cooking eggs is 160 degrees Fahrenheit, so make sure you cook them all the way through.
Once the eggs are fully cooked, you can put them on the plate with the bacon. When the eggs and bacon are finished, we can move on and start making French toast.
Make sure you read your recipe one more time so you have all the ingredients and proportions right. According to our recipe for French toast, you will need 1 egg, 1/4 a cup of milk, 1/8 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/16 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1 piece of bread. Here are our ingredients, as well as a shallow dish for dipping the bread in, a spatula, a pan, and the stove.
The first step to making French toast is grabbing a container and cracking eggs into it.
Add your milk and vanilla. Time to whip up some French toast.
Next, add cinnamon and sugar and whisk up all the ingredients.
Look at the flick of that whisk.
Once you have your mixture made, take some tongs, pick up the bread, and coat both sides of the bread with the mixture. Next, use the tongs to transfer the bread into the pan and turn on to medium heat.
Once the French toast is cooked on one side, flip it.
French toast is finished cooking. You can transfer it to the plate that has the eggs and bacon on it. Remember to turn off the stove when you're finished cooking. Finally, you need to wash your dishes. Scrape any extra food in the pans into the garbage. Next, prepare your water. It must be very warm and have enough soap to clean your dishes. Finally, dry the pans and put them away. The meal is finally finished, and now we can have our taste testers try it.
How's it taste?
Good. Thanks for joining us, and we hope that you learned a lot about making breakfast foods.
Today we're gonna make 3 essential items: eggs, bacon,
Grit sausage! You have your hand behind your back. What are you doing? Okay, move your other hand. According to our French toast recipe, we will need 1 egg, 1/4 cup of milk, 1/8 tea. Stop! Why are you guys doing this? What are you doing? I'm not recording. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you hiding?
No.
First step of making French toast is grabbing. Get.
Bacon is done cooking.
Hi, Mom.
I don't trust you. What are you doing? What are you hiding? What do you have? Mom! Grease shouldn't be.
Oh,
sorry. What are you doing? Stop! What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop! Be sure. Did you make that just to interrupt my video? When making scrambled eggs, you can add any toppings that you want.